Hey, what's up, roofing fam? Welcome to one more episode, Roofers Going Digital TV, where we present the leaders and the trends that are changing the path of the roofing industry. And in this occasion, we have Preston Williams in the house.
Everybody wants to have this massive vision on what they want to do, but nobody wants to do the hard groundwork of getting out there. And like, you can have this great marketing plan, but if you don't sell nothing, you're not in business, right? Like, you have to sell. When we started, every day I was out on the doors, knocking doors, trying to sell to homeowners and help them. You got to get out there and sell. Marketing's important, but get out there and just put yourself out there to the homeowner. You'll be successful. So many people want to come in and they want to make really good money right off the bat in roofing, but they don't want to do the hard work and make the sacrifice it takes to build something big. No, just get out there and sell. Go sell something. Everything else will follow.
Everything starts with sales.
Everything starts with sales. So the homeowner's perspective, I want to help them and put their house back together. This is their most valuable possession or their biggest investment most of the time. But then beyond that, I want to have huge impact in the lives of our team members, because I know people can be very successful in this business. You can do as well as a doctor and attorney in roofing. We have guys that are doing that now that wow, that's incredible that you're making that. And you can do that here, but roofing will provide a lot of people the opportunity to have long-term financial success. And I want to create an impact in the lives of our team members. And one of our sales guys, he wanted to go to Cabo and he wanted to go swordfish fishing. Well, we did that together, and we have stories to tell, and it's not just the financial growth, but it's the impact that you make on the lives of your team members and the stories you'll tell forever.
What's up, Preston? How are you, my man?
I'm good. How are you? Thank you for having me today.
Oh, thank you for your time, and thank you for being here. Or like, actually, thank you for having me in Europe, because we are in Europe today.
Yes, sir. We're in our brand new office. We just moved in back in May, so we're excited to be here.
Actually, congratulations. Mm-hmm. I love it. Thank you for the walk around. This is a great location. Yeah, this is great. So, Preston, let's start with the interview. We love to tell stories in this show.
Okay.
Can you tell us who you are and who is ARP Roofing?
Yeah, so my name's Preston Williams, here with ARP Roofing. A little bit about us. My dad and I started the business together about 8 years ago. We got our start during Hurricane Harvey down in Victoria, Texas. My dad and I saw it as an opportunity to open our family business there. He had been in roofing for a little while. And so we went down there, traditionally chased the storm, I guess. But I think for us, we never wanted to just be the guys that came in and just made quick money and disappeared. We always wanted to be like a part of the community and like really ingrained in the local market. And so we moved down to Victoria, Texas during Hurricane Harvey. We stayed there for 2.5 years and developed a really good relationship with the city there. We put on a lot of roofs, after the storm. We saw a lot of crazy stories from Hurricane Harvey, unfortunately, of homeowners that got taken advantage of, as well as, some good actors as well. But we stayed there for 2.5 years, building our business, traveling back and forth, living out of a travel trailer. And eventually we were able to move the business back here to San Antonio, where we're originally from, where I grew up my entire life. And so we still operate our Victoria, Texas market. But we're based here out of San Antonio, and we love what we do.
Nice. So, Preston, after all these years, what are some of the crazy stories that you have seen in the market so far, like during that time and now? Because, during the storm is one thing that we all hear, we all know about them, but even right now without storms in the area.
So, I mean, like during Hurricane Harvey, I remember there was this homeowner. She was in Rockport. She was elderly and had the home for, I don't know how many years. And she had paid off the home just the week before. And I guess, she thought she was going to save some money. So she decided to cancel her homeowner's insurance. And the next week, Hurricane Harvey hit. She lost everything that she owned, unfortunately. And there's nothing we could do to help her. It just is what it was. The house was swept away, lost everything. That was probably the worst horror story I heard during Hurricane Harvey. Of course, I heard about homeowners that were taken advantage of by storm chasers. And then, just recently, about 2 weeks ago, one of our sales reps, Austin, was meeting with a homeowner who had called our company because he wasn't confident in the roofer that he had chosen to put his new roof on. And so we went out and took a look at the roof after it had been done by this other company, and they were an out-of-state company. And so we got up there and looked at it, and it was atrocious. They had billed, probably $6,000 or $7,000 more than what we would have charged the homeowner at a healthy profit, and just totally took advantage of the homeowner. It's unfortunate. We still hear lots of stories about homeowners getting taken advantage of in our market in Texas. And so ultimately we're looking to put a stop to that.
How often do you hear these stories?
Quite a bit. Quite a bit here in San Antonio. So
no, I'm probably in the whole state, probably you know them from here, but probably those are
right.
Like, so Preston, what are some red flags that you can recommend, like, for all the homeowners that are out there that probably that we are in the roofing industry, we know them, but for all the homeowners, what are they?
I would say any homeowner that says that they can do the job, for you and waive your insurance deductible, right?
Okay.
They're the homeowners, the contractor would be willing to lie on your behalf to the insurance company. And so if they're willing to lie for you, and maybe you just met them, right? Maybe you've known them as a salesperson an hour and a half, and you're willing to lie to the insurance company to say, you paid it. What else might they be lying to on when it comes to your roof replacement that they're not telling you? So I would say that's a major red flag. Any contractor that is really pushy, just seems like they're just like begging for the job, right?
Okay.
There's tons of work out here in San Antonio and the Hill Country, and so just any contractor that seems to be pushy, beggy, driving you to sign a contract on the first date, right? I didn't ask my wife to marry her on the first date.
Oh, yeah,
so,
exactly.
I would steer clear of those, types of contractors.
Okay. Now, from the other side, what are some questions that homeowners you recommend to ask to these contractors so they don't get scammed?
Yeah. So one thing I would say is first of all, are you registered locally with the city?
Okay.
Let me see your registration. I want to take a look at what does your insurance look like. I'd be asking questions on what your general liability insurance covers should something happen on my property.
Yeah.
How long have your crews been with you? Because a lot of guys are, newer to the game, and so maybe they don't have established subcontractors that they work with, and so, they're picking crews up from Home Depot. Maybe. And, so you want to know that you have a crew that has been with you long term, right? So I'd be asking those types of questions.
Okay. Now, I think one of the most important recommendation would be also if they are a member of your local chapter, or a local association, or a local chamber.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What? We met each other in this association. What is your recommendation regarding that to the homeowners?
As far as the association?
This association, chambers of commerce.
Yeah. So, those contractors that go out of their way to join associations obviously care about building their business, and they care about surrounding themselves with other like-minded contractors who are looking to grow as well. And so one thing that I love about, RCAT is, the fight that they're doing to create licensure for roofing contractors in the state of Texas. Most homeowners don't know that there are no license requirements. And so, one of the things that I ask homeowners every time, I sit down to do a presentation with them is, you probably got a stack of business cards that are probably this thick of roofers that have knocked on your door after the last storm. And I always say, let me ask you, how many of those business cards say the word licensed on them? And typically about, 80% of the cards, 90% of the cards probably have the word licensed on them. And there's no license requirements in state of Texas for roofing contractors. And so, being a part of an association that's pushing for the license requirements, we want to be respected. in roofing, just like the other contractors are, like, with electrical or plumbing, that when you call a company, in that field, they've gone through the requirements to get that license, that they've been in business a long time. And so in roofers, there's just not that, right? So I think being a part of an association that's looking to elevate the roofing, industry is super important. So that's why we love being a part of, Central ARCAT.
Nice. Thank you for being part of the association and for like putting some time and effort to building this. And the way I see it is everything is for the community. And that's why you just said right now, like we are building a better industry for the community, for the homeowners.
Right.
And that's why I was asking you, like, hey, what are some recommendations for homeowner or questions to ask or like things to be to care of? Now, seeing the other side of the industry, what are the benefits of your local association, in this case, Central Texas Roofing Contractor Association, for homeowners? Why did you decide to join? And what are the benefits that you are seeing from this?
From being in the local chapter.
Uh-huh.
So for me personally, I like bouncing ideas off of, my other, fellow, I guess you could say, competitors in this market, right? There's enough work for all of us to go around here in the local, area. And so I like bouncing ideas off of each other, seeing what works, what's working for them. As far as benefits for ARCAT specifically, I know they do the supplementary, roofing license. And so that's something we're working toward getting, at ARP. And so for us, as soon as we've got the license, being able to say, we've actually gone through the steps to get this supplementary license, even though it's not required, I think it shows a homeowner that we really care about what we're doing. And we take a lot of pride in the work that we do, right?
I think some of the benefits, you said it, license is a really important one. The only license that we have in Texas. The other one is the camaraderie.
Right.
Everyone supporting each other. And it's incredible the way, like you said, like, okay, they are your competitors, knowing that we are in a nationwide, in a $54 billion industry, I don't know the size of the industry in San Antonio, but probably it's huge. It's huge. Like, I don't know how many times you have seen you are competing with the members of the association, but
yeah, but my biggest competitor is not going to roof every house in San Antonio.
Exactly.
Right. So as much as we all like to think they might, right? Like there's no way one company can do it all. I think, I looked at the statistics for this most recent hailstorm that came through. I think there was, in one area alone, I think there was 100,000 houses that were impacted by the hail. So like, there isn't one company in town that's going to be able to handle that. So there's plenty of work to go around for everybody.
Yeah, and probably there is a lot of homeowners that nobody is reaching to them, like that they need a roofer and nobody reaches them. So I believe that there is even there is a lot of roofers, there is a huge opportunity in the area and in the whole country.
Right.
Do you see benefit in the classes and the lunch and learns?
Yes. Yeah. So I love bringing my team to the lunch and learns. We bring in speakers all the time, and they provide us a lot of value. Just recently, we had Chad Michael in, talked about the insurance process, helping our homeowners get things approved, making the insurance process go smoother for the contractor in, as well as ultimately creating a better experience for the homeowner. So Chad Michael's talk was really cool, and we found a lot of value in it. We're excited about the upcoming speakers as well.
Yeah, we are having classes every month, lunch and learns. So we recommend you, first, if you are in Central Texas, Austin, San Antonio, go to the join Central Texas. If you are in the state or in Central Texas, join ARCAT too. One is the state, one is the local chapter. But join your local association in case you are somewhere else. I was hearing, like you said, probably you are using it as a marketing material. It's a great way to bring an authority and a great differentiator to homeowners.
Right.
Preston, what are some differentiators that you think that you have, comparing to other roofers?
I think for us, so we invest heavily in technology and equipment. So, we've invested in our own standing seam roll forming machine. So, for us, it's allowed us to be more competitive when it comes to doing metal roofing. So, one of our, employees comes out on the job site, prints all the metal panels out on site. That way it's custom tailored, for the roof. We invest, heavily into our commercial roofing side of our business as well, with spray equipment for roof coatings, the metal rig, obviously being able to do metal roofing. And then, we're always trying to get certified in other different manufacturers, learn different other products, services. So we do a lot of fluid applied roofing. So we do a lot of roof coatings. So just trying to stay on the forefront of like investing heavily in equipment and technology, but then, how do we do things that other contractors maybe aren't focusing on? And I think for us, the commercial is something we're excited about. One of the other things that I think that makes us stand out in the market is not necessarily from what the homeowner sees, but from us internally at ARP. We invest heavily into like training our team members and providing them with like a structure and a system, a process to follow, if you will. That way anybody can get plugged into, our system and be successful in the roofing industry. And so investing heavily in our team, investing heavily in, training, software, technology, and equipment, I think is overall what makes us unique.
Love it. Now, Preston, we already talked about some recommendations for homeowners. We already talked about the Central Texas Roofing Contractor Association, ARCA licensing. Now, changing a little bit the topics right now and moving to some recommendations and advices to other roofing contractors so they can be better roofers and they can serve better the community. What are some opportunities that you are seeing that contractors are making whenever they are like they are creating their companies?
So I would say, I guess when you're first getting started, I think us as humans, we have a tendency to maybe judge a book by its cover, right? And in sales, you tend to judge a book by what you see when you pull up to the house. But when you're, especially now, now that we've been in business now for 8 years. And so one thing that I've learned over the last 8 years is give anybody and everybody the opportunity to invest in their home as much money as they want. And people will surprise you on what they're willing to spend, right? So, we've been, maybe down south where I might not expect them to put a metal roof on their house, and then they do, right? And so giving people the opportunity, providing them with options to spend the money, if you don't educate them on what's available for them in their home, I feel like you're doing them a disservice. So one thing that I always say, especially when you're first starting out, is give a homeowner maybe a good, better, best type of option system. I think that'd be, I think it's really helpful.
I love it.
Increase your sales, right? Because you're not just pushing one product.
I love it. Yeah, give them options. And you said something also very important. Educate. Educate. How do you educate your homeowner?
So we have a sales system and process. Our guys use a presentation software in the home. So every sales presentation is kind of done very similarly. So we, when we sit down with a homeowner, we're educating on them, who is ARP Roofing, why us, what are our accreditations are, what are, how long have we been in business, what are the projects that we've done look like. And then we get into educating the homeowner on, installing a full manufacturer's roofing system. A lot of homeowners don't know that, if you don't install the full roof per the manufacturer's specs, it voids or significantly cuts down the life of the manufacturer's warranty on maybe a shingle roof. And so we educate the homeowner on these are the things that you need to look for when choosing a contractor, whether it's ARP Roofing or not. These are the things that you need to know while you're shopping for a roof. And because we educate them, and it's not, for us, it's not a pushy sale. It's just, if we provide you with a ton of value, educate you on how to shop for a roof, odds are you're likely going to choose us, right? And so I think that, we lead with education in the home.
I love it. And I think that's a great way, way to increase your close rate without educating and also telling them here we are, you can choose somewhere else. Just be careful with all these. Be careful with all with these recommendations that you can face like the red flags that we said in the beginning, or the questions that you can ask them?
I mean, so I'll actually like open up, a presentation with the homeowner and say, ultimately my goal here is obviously I want to earn your business at the end of the day, right? But if not that, I at least hope that you learn something about the roofing industry and how your roof is installed so that you know how to shop for one, whether it's me or not, right? And so I lead with that. And I really mean that when I tell a homeowner, and I feel like it comes across as very genuine. And I mean, it's huge.
When you give these options, like when you explain all these, does that mean that we are not a good fit for everybody? Like clients are not a good fit for us, and the company is not a good fit for them?
Yes. At the beginning, you definitely you want to feel like have to get every client, or if you're a new salesperson, sometimes you just want to I want to sell everything. And sometimes you have to pull back and feel like, okay, what works for my business? Because it's not always a good fit, right?
Exactly.
It's not always a good fit. More oftentimes than not, I found that if I am forced into selling something that I'm not very excited about, the experience isn't as great. And so I want to have a great experience every time. Our slogan is high standards above all with the business. And so I want to set the standard, that it's going to be high. And so I don't want to be pushed into something or just sell something because I feel like I have to. And so now, 8 years in, we're able to, those clients that kind of push us in a direction, we're like, hey, cool idea, not really for us, right? Like, we're not the guys building out full patio covers and, doing crazy additions and doing framing on the roof. Like, that's not us. Like, we're going to take care of your roof repair, right? If it's leaking, we're going to take care of your roof replacement and your maintenance, right? Yeah. Like, we're not this, crazy contractor that wants to do it all. And so, really honing in on, the couple things that you do well at make the experience better for the homeowner.
Yeah. Use 3 really important things that I kept in my mind right now. Hire a specialist, not a generalist.
Right.
That's a great sales strategy for when you're starting and when you are growing, you can grow faster there. The second one is your brand philosophy. That one is the one who is going to connect and is going to sell with the client and more with that slogan. And the way you sell, they know that ARP Roofing does the right things to homeowners.
Right.
And the third one, that when you are talking about a good fit for clients, there is one tool that we use, and I want to share it to everybody. That is the lead scoring.
Okay.
Now you can identify the type of clients, hot, warm, and cold.
Right.
How you can identify them. Probably for you guys, for the sales pros, it's really easy. You can smell who is a good client and a bad one. But the problem is when you have the new, like you are saying, when you are a new company, or when you have new sales rep that they want to sell to everybody. If it breaks, it's a client.
Yeah.
It's a client. So those 3 are really good recommendations that you just shared.
Thank you.
Imagine I'm a contractor, I'm starting. Do you recommend to start selling or start with marketing? Which one is more important? I think that's $1 million question that everybody wonders when they are starting.
Gosh, everybody wants to have this massive vision on what they want to do, but nobody wants to do the hard groundwork of getting out there. And you can have this great marketing plan, but if you don't sell nothing, you're not in business, right? You have to sell. And so when we started, and we still to this day, when we started, every day I was out on the doors, knocking doors, trying to sell the homeowners and help them, gosh, you got to get out there and sell. Marketing's important, but get out there and just put yourself out there to the homeowner. God, you'll be successful. I mean, so many people want to come in and they want to make really good money right off the bat in roofing, but they don't want to do the hard work and make the sacrifice it takes to build something big. And it's no, just get out there and go sell something, right? And then everything else will follow.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you a story about myself regarding everything that you just said. This was when I started 5 years ago. I didn't know how to identify a good fit or not.
Right.
Like what you just mentioned right now. And this roofer started telling me yes, I want to hire you I was like, oh, perfect. I was super excited. And then he started telling me, I hate to go out and sell. I hate door knocking. I hate cold calling. That's why I am hiring you. And in that time, I was like, oh, that's great. This is a good client. But like, and then in the end, we didn't close that. We didn't start that relationship. But then I started realizing that. And right now, it's like, dude, that was the worst client that I could ever have, because, like you said, everything starts with sales.
Everything starts with sales.
And if you want to study, what are you going to invest? How are you going to invest in marketing if you don't have sales and if you don't have a budget?
Right, if you don't have a budget.
Actually,
so I was reading a book this week, The Sales Boss by Jonathan Witzman, and he was talking about it's about sales management, managing a team. And one of the things he says is nobody eats unless you sell something, right? So in our business, I'm an owner, right? And so, but we've got a team of 12 people, right? Some of them are on salary, some of them get paid unless they sell something, right? But we don't have this office unless we sell something. We don't have the billboards, you don't have the trucks, you don't have nothing. Get out there and sell something and the rest will.
Exactly, yes. Actually, regarding that topic, yes, this is a super important. I call them from 1 to 2 millions. The way I call it is like the Dead Valley. Mm-hmm. And you need to get out of there
as fast as possible.
As fast as possible. Mm-hmm. Selling. And selling. That's the way that you are going to, because that's where we're going to start getting.
So I would say on that, yeah, you want to get out of that as fast as possible. But I'll also say at the beginning, I wish I had spent more time developing systems and processes that I could duplicate myself much more early on, right? So, because at the beginning, you want to focus on, I just got to go sell everything, right? But to get from beyond $2 million, you got to start thinking about, okay, if I want to bring on another salesperson to help me grow, what's the system and process that they're going to follow? And without that, it makes it hard for this person that you bring on to be successful. Yeah. So I would say at the beginning too, don't just get focused so much on selling. Now sell your ass off, but also develop the systems and processes that they can follow to also be successful and duplicate yourself, right? That's the only way you're really going to get beyond 2 million, really.
Document everything.
Document everything
since the beginning. Now, what recommendation would you give to someone that is starting 0 to 1 million, knows one of the secrets is to create processes and systems? How am I going to create them if I don't know if I haven't been out there?
I would document what's working, right? There's a lot of self-reflection, so I sold this client. What did I do what made this work? Okay. Why didn't this work? Right. What was the objection the homeowner gave me? And then you kind of take that and work backwards. Okay. Think about how you could do it differently, document it, and you'll have a big book.
So I document everything. Do you think I'm done with that? With the process and system?
No, it's constantly improving.
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time. Yeah.
All the time. I'm we're still trying to figure this thing out.
Everything that I'm saying, and that's what I always mention in my interviews and when I do the classes with the manufacturers and distributors, is that everything that I'm saying is because I was there,
Right.
So one of my lessons, it was we finished my process and system, and then we grew to another stage of the business, and I'm like, dude, that doesn't work anymore.
No.
And I was like, I need to do them again. The good thing is you already have your foundations, and that's important. And also, would you recommend education for you? Education for homeowner, we talk about it, but were you educating yourself during this 1-2 years?
Yeah, absolutely. YouTube was my best friend. It still is my best friend. I'm always on YouTube, scouring the internet, trying to figure out what else, is out there. What are other people doing? You learn anything on YouTube, honestly. So constantly educating yourself.
What time do you educate yourself? Because people is gonna ask dude, how the heck are you educating yourself and spending time on the computer educating yourself whenever you are creating a company? How do you do that?
You make time. I feel like you make time for the things you care about, right? And if you really want to grow, you'll find the time. You'll find the time. Like there's so many people that are like, there's not enough hours in the day. Sleep less. Sleep less, right? Like get up at 5 a.m., right? You know, don't roll out of bed at 7 and think you're gonna have breakfast and just run off to the office. Like get up at 5 a.m. and work or stay up late, right? Like that's what we
yeah, and prioritize.
Right.
Also, what are your priorities? Are your priorities is investing in your mind? Are your priorities like, I don't know,
gaming, drinking, whatever? Like don't do that. Don't do that.
What do you think? In my case, opening a company make me stop drinking, man. I used to be party boy, man.
Mm-hmm.
Right now I don't drink anymore, and that's because entrepreneurship made me do that, you know. It was so hard. Like entrepreneurship is so hard that it made me stop partying and drinking. And
you got to get focused. Like you got to get focused for this to be successful, really, at the end of the day.
Talking about, I love the word focus. Talking about focus, what do you think about companies that, we already said that you need to be a specialist, but companies that go like, oh, I'm an entrepreneur and I have my roofing company, I have a restaurant, I have my marketing company too, because I need to do marketing and I'm doing it. What do you think about that? Does that work?
I don't think it works. Like for us, like there is no plan B. This is only plan A, and there only is plan A, and like we're gonna do this and we're gonna make it work, or we're gonna make it work, right? Like, or we're gonna go down burning the ships all the way down, right? Like, so there's no plan B. And so like we burned everything else, and we're just focused on this, right? 100% of my time is focused on this. Now, I guess as you grow and scale, maybe if you want to do on other, take on other things, and you've hired and trained people to manage the business for you, but we're 8 years in and I ain't thinking about that.
Exactly. Yeah. Same here.
Yeah.
Same here. And people are like, no, you can do it. But like, I think the way we will define this, both of us, is how big do you want to grow it, or how focused do you want? Because if you want to have 3 companies that are making 500,000, 100,000 a year each, or like 700, 1 million, we recommend you to, have 5 companies, different companies. But if you want to take it to the next level.
So for me, like I want to have impact, right? Beyond the financial, like revenue and numbers, like I want to have impact. And so like every homeowner that I meet, and like they've got a different story to tell. When the hailstorm hit their house, like it's tragic. It sucks, right? Like nobody woke up and wants to buy a roof, and it's terrible, right? It's not a great experience half the time. They didn't plan for this. So the homeowner's perspective, I want to help them and put their house back together. This is their most valuable possession or their biggest investment most of the time. But then beyond that, like I want to have huge impact in the lives of our team members, because I know people can be very successful in this business. I mean, you can do as well as a doctor and attorney in roofing. You know, we have guys that are doing that now that I'm like, wow, that's incredible that you're making that, and you can do that here. But roofing will provide a lot of people the opportunity to have long-term financial success. And I want to create an impact in our team, like in the lives of our team members, like thinking that, like our bookkeeper had never been out of the country, before she started here, and she started, and within a couple months she had taken her first cruise. And like, so when I think about like the opportunities that this provides, like she's forever thankful for that. You know what I mean? Yeah. And one of our other sales guys, he wanted to go to Cabo and he wanted to go swordfish fishing. Well, we did that together, right? And so like we have stories to tell, and it's not just the financial growth, but it's the impact that you make on the lives of your team members and the stories you'll tell forever, that I think is really what's most valuable to me.
For sure. And I think everything that you just mentioned, that's when you see that you have a good strategy and a good philosophy, because that is almost the same. Because you are solving one problem to one target audience, and you are focused. So your strategy is correctly, and you are focused. That's a game changer.
That's a game changer.
Money will come later, and that's the problem that people and that's something that I hate about, or not I hate, but I see that a lot of business owners, and when they come to the roofing industry, that they are just joining because they are looking for the shiny object syndrome?
So on the shiny object, I have chased several shiny objects, right? Like there's so many, as an entrepreneur, there's so many things out there that are like, buy this program and you'll be rich, or you'll build a big company, or we'll grow and scale your company. And, you know, you'll be a $50 million contractor in 5 years, right? Like there are so many of that. And for me, I think about like focus, don't chase the shiny objects. I've adopted my mindset this year is like, nobody else is here to save you. Right? Like you're going to figure this out yourself and you're going to educate yourself, but don't think you're going to go buy the shiny object that's just going to blow your company up overnight, because I've never seen one work. And we have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars chasing shiny objects, and I'm done with it.
Do you know, that happened, I think, to everybody. Do you know what are some more of the values of all this is? Patience. Sometimes we are young.
Right.
Patience and focus, you need to learn it.
Right.
You don't learn it. Probably your parents or like some teachers or consultants, or we heard about it, but we were like, no, I want to do it fast. I want to have money.
It's the microwave society.
Yes, but the problem is when you don't understand this, you know, because people talk about be patient. No, I don't. The hustle. I want to like do everything fast. It's like, but that's when you see when someone is mature enough, or someone needs to learn some lessons.
Right.
And probably we were there, and probably everybody that learned these lessons were there once.
Right. Right. And we've made that mistake. We've made the mistake of like growing really fast, and then you don't develop that foundation underneath, so you boomerang back. Right. And so it's important to build the foundation fast at the beginning.
Yes. Preston, is entrepreneurship for everybody?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
But this on social media,
you'll sacrifice more than you ever thought you would. It'll be harder than you ever thought it will. It will, you know, it'll be harder than you ever imagined. Right. It's not for everybody. Like I think about like when we started our business, I moved away from my hometown here in San Antonio. I went to Victoria for 2.5 years. And for me, I sacrificed honestly every relationship that I felt like I had at the time. Like I didn't have a ton of friends, right? Like luckily at the time I was single, so I could be gone, right? So looking back now, had I been married, it would have been really hard for me to be away from my wife for 2.5 years, you know, building the business. So entrepreneurship is definitely not for everybody. It'll be harder than you think. And it will require more sacrifice than you may be willing to be prepared for.
Yes. I don't think that is for everybody either.
No.
Now, is there a secret for entrepreneurship? Like one thing that people is going to do and is going to start having success in business?
No. I mean,
we could.
Most people, like, I think they say, like, what is it, like, I can't remember the statistic. I think they said, like, you know, 90% of companies go out of business in the first 5 years, right? And so many people start, and it's like, this is a cool thing in time, but, you know, not every business venture works out. Unfortunately, this is what it is. And I think those that are successful in being entrepreneurs are willing to pick themselves up and try again and try again and try again until something actually happens.
Yes. Yeah. No. 100.
Nothing works until it does. Right. Like Alex Ramosi was talking about it. It's like they like maybe you're dating a girl, right? And your parents like, we know it wasn't going to work out. Right. You date another one. She's not a good fit. And then it doesn't work out. And then they're right 100% of the time until the one time they're wrong. Right. The one time they're wrong, it's like, yeah, that's the one. And so had you not kept trying, you're always wrong, and it never works until it does. That's something that's always stuck with me.
Yeah. I agree. Yes. It's trying, testing. But Preston, imagine someone, I'm a roofer that is listening to all this, but Preston, everything that you guys just mentioned about focus, patience, hard work, about focusing on sales, those are basic things about business. So is that entrepreneurship, doing the basic things the right way?
Doing the basics the right way.
And then also knowing how you can go deeper into those topics. Like it's not only be patient, but it's like, how are you going to be patient? How are you going to apply patience in your life?
Right.
How are you going to apply hard work in your life? That's the hard thing that nobody else is going to tell you about it.
Right.
Preston, what are some recommendations, just to finish these great conversations? What are some recommendations that you first, some recommendations for homeowners, like 1 or 2 recommendations that are the most important, and then some recommendations for roofing contractors that are seeing us?
Recommendations for homeowners.
The recommendation, the one that you think is the most important.
Do your research, right? Do your research. Check the references. Ask to see other work. Don't just as a homeowner trust the shiny object that's in front of you, right? Like we talked about, like really do your research on who you're choosing. There are a lot of really good companies here, locally in our market and across the state of Texas. But there are a lot of bad actors as well. So I would just say, do your research. Check the references, right?
So you can start and you can take a smart decision.
Make a smart decision.
Okay.
This is a big investment, right? Like a roof is a big investment. Nobody wakes up and wants to spend 18 grand on a roof, right? Like, okay. So do your research.
Awesome. Not for homeowner, for roofing contractors.
I would say, one thing that for a recommendation, even for myself, is we're trying to figure out how to implement AI into our business as fast as possible. One thing for us that we've realized is like, just because I don't want to answer the phone on Sunday and it's family day doesn't mean the homeowner's roofing problem stops on Sunday. So for us, as we're like really leaning into this new AI movement that's happening, like a lot's changing, a lot's happening really fast. And so it's something that we're leaning into. And I would encourage every other roofing contractor to figure out how they can implement it in their business as fast as possible, because entrepreneurship is changing very quickly, and AI is a big factor in moving your company forward, I think, in the future.
Do you think that, talking about AI, I have 1 or 2 questions more about this. Do you think AI is something that I can start implementing if I don't have good digital marketing or good systems in place, a good CRM, good automation? On what you have been learning so far?
There's the automation in the marketing side, but like I was using ChatGPT on my phone this morning, right? Okay. So we have that, and like a homeowner wants to see a different color roof on their house, right? So homeowner's got a weatherwood shingle, like a brown, right? Maybe they want to go black. Throw it into AI and say, what does this house look like with a black roof? And snap a photo of it, upload it. Yeah. And now you've got their roof, their home with a black roof on it, right? So yeah, automation and AI in your systems is very cool. But even if you don't have any of that, like you can still find ways to make it work for you, even if you don't have any of that. So
yeah, that's a perfect advice, because people think about AI and how a robot can answer in the phone. But even if you're starting with digital market, with AI, you can find ways on how you can start using, creating your sales presentations, your proposals, your processes.
Your training, we teach our sales guys to role play with ChatGPT. So we pull ChatGPT up on our phone and we practice our sales pitch talking to a robot. It's great. It works. And it's real sounding, real scary, but it's good.
I think that's the golden nugget of the day, guys. It's like, and how do you know all this? Is because you need to understand. You need to understand your company, and you need to understand AI. Now, Preston, we have come to the end of this great conversation, and thank you for all these insights. Where can a homeowner contact you if they want to know more about you guys?
Yeah, they can look us up on the internet at arproofing.com. Not AARP, but arproofing.com. Okay. And we've got all the information there. My information's there. Contact me. You can send me an email. My email's Preston at arproofing.com. And I'd love to be a resource.
Okay, we're going to put the information there on the YouTube, so in case a homeowner can contact you. Phone number?
210-714-0040.
office address in case they want to visit here?
Yeah, here at 11 Spanish Pass, Bernie, Texas, 78006.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Preston. We will keeping seeing each other on the CTRCA board
Yes,
member.
sir.
Thank you for everything that you are doing on the association, on the community, and for your time for the podcast.
Thank you for having me today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much, fam.